Okay, so as I continue to work on this joint, for the third installment of I Blame Myself, I would like to address some of the really annoying misconceptions and misrepresentations that I see pertaining to drug use and the prison experience. The one that, especially for me, fucking gets me every time. And I hear people trying to do clout check, be like, they say, oh, drink toilet wine? Fucking there's no such thing as toilet wine. Who in the fuck would make and drink wine that came out of a fucking toilet? That is where you piss and shit. Convicts are notoriously clean, and they're like very transparent about the way they keep their house. You know, everything has got to be in order. The sink is like, especially with lifers, the sink is an aluminum thing that's buffed to a high sheen. The toilet attached to it is fucking, you could eat or drink out of it easily. But what? That is a point of pride. Cleanliness and not being disgusting is a point of pride with anybody who considers them a convict. I do not, but never did, you know what I mean? I was just like an amusing goofball that got cast in there, and like, you know, just like the drag queens that went in there. You know, I remember they dressed up in Halloween costumes. They used to sing and do little like radio shows at night. Fucking, they kept that place alive with their feminine energy. And they endured so much, faggot, homo, queer. They heard all that stuff. But they never once stopped being them. And as for me, that's the same thing. I always was just true to myself. Like, I was sold up with like some pretty crazy institutionalized guys, but inside of a couple weeks, man, sure enough, I would get them all fucking goofy, man. They'd be like, oh, what's going on with him? Oh, he's in a cell with Spider. Oh, that's what it is, that fucking guy. You know, I never lasted long. I lost 2 out of the 3 fights that I had, which in my 10-year span of prison, not a big fucking deal, you know. If I hadn't gone, I would have killed myself with drugs and alcohol. Honestly, I would have. Got a lot of reading done, you know, met a lot of interesting people, got a lot of stories to tell about it, you know. I was there in the 90s when, oh my gosh, Governor Pete Wilson instituted the 3 strikes law because Richard Allen Davis, the guy that kidnapped and did all that stuff to that girl Polly Klaas, he was the one that got all of that, you know, the 3 strikes stuff into play. But the governor before him, Gray Davis, was about to grant release dates to a bunch of lifers with indeterminate sentences. San Quentin in the 90s, I don't know how it is now, but it was crazy as fuck because the population was about 40% very long-termers / lifers, and they mashed in a whole bunch of parole violators, meaning dudes that would be in there for no more. You can actually. I did a bunch of parole violations that were well over 12 months, but it never exceeds 24 months. And usually people bitch like crazy if they're my shit. I just never. The whole time I was there, I never had a regular inside job, anything like that. I used to come by myself, put a little piece of paper. They call it a ducat. You go to the nurse, anything like that. It's called D-U-C-A-T, ducat. A little slip of paper. It's got a thing where you're supposed to go, what time. You know, ordinarily that's like a pass to go somewhere. So that means you're probably in a place where you're going to be locked in a cage at that time of day. So they come around right like a kid. Russo, come on, get up. You got to go to work. I just be like, fuck off, fuck off. So they write me up. A disciplinary violation in the penitentiary is called a 115, a CDC 115, where you can only get so many of the same offense. But I managed to, oh my gosh. Oh, when I first realized that I was for sure going to be going to prison, I'm like, I will murder myself if I do not figure out a way to get drunk and high. So I think one person gave me kind of a loose recipe for Pruno wine, which you don't make it in its where it would be piss and shit. For God's sake, get it right. TV, movies, will you stop with the fucking toilet wine? It's demeaning saying that convicts drink shit that comes out of toilets. We're human beings. You couldn't always recognize us if you saw us on the street. When I tell people I've served 3 prison terms in the state of California, you're like, no, you don't seem like it. Well, what does a convict look like? What does a prisoner look like? You know, it doesn't define you. It's a chapter in your life. And the more you make of it, the more you make of it. Just like anything else. Fortunately for me, I got out of it relatively unscathed with some mediocre tattoos and a lot of great stories, so I got no regrets about it. Anyway, I'm just going to cap this one off here. Hope you enjoyed installment number 3 of I Blame Myself, because who else, right? Anyway, I love you.